All right, guys. So today we have no reservations, no set destination, and unfortunately no food because we just finished that off too. But before we figure any of that out, we promised you in our last video some supernatural experiences. So today we're in the town where history meets mystery. We're in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Let's go see the Mothman.
You've never heard of the Mothman or seen the Richard Gere movie about the Mothman called The Mothman Prophecies. He is a creature that was seen by two couples for the first time in 1966, and he is said to have like a 10-foot wingspan and bright red eyes, and just kind of followed the couple as they were out in this kind of wilderness area and scared them. And he's been seen multiple times since, and a lot of people say that he is a creature that shows up and it's a bad omen because bad things happen after you see him. If you're into this kind of thing, there is a museum, and so since we are, that's where we're headed next.
So it turns out the museum and gift shop are dog friendly, so we went back and got carving. All right, so I have to admit, I really like Point Pleasant and the way they've done their town around Mothman. Sometimes when you go to these towns where they're hyper-focused on whatever they're famous for, it can feel really cheesy. And surprisingly, like, this doesn't feel this way to me. So if you are in the area, we highly recommend stopping and visiting and getting a couple things from the gift shop. And the museum was actually really informative. It was newspaper clippings and then videos of the news and interviews with people who've seen the Mothman and showing documentaries about it that have been done in the past. So you really get to learn a lot more about the history of Mothman. And it's not just him, like there's been a lot of UFO sightings around here too. So it's not just supernatural, it's extraterrestrial. So right outside of the museum, you can walk up and down the main street, which is gorgeous, old brick buildings, very beautiful. And then we saw this huge wall, which we were like, okay, we have to go check that out before we leave.
It's like, what is that, an old fort wall? But it looked new, but it's a flood wall. So apparently the town was flooded twice, and then the Army Corps of Engineers built a flood wall so it doesn't happen again, because it looks like the wall is taller than across the river. So I'm sure it would flood that way.
Across the river is Ohio. So I find it funny that West Virginia was just like, it's fine, we'll build a flood wall higher than their bank over there and they can deal with the flooding now.
All right, now we're back to our original conundrum before we went and saw the Mothman Museum, and that is no food, no plan, no nothing. So I think first on our huge list of things to figure out for today will be a Walmart to get some food, and I think there is one across the bridge. So
yes, so now we get to go across that.
Ohio.
All right, you guys, they say to not go grocery shopping when you're hungry, but I feel like we break that all the time.
I know.
It's the worst. So we got our pile of snacks here.
I think it's the best.
Well, yeah, because you get all your favorite snackies. So we do like shopping at Walmarts when we're on the road because they're consistent.
Yeah, we liked all the different grocery stores for a long time, but we just really wanted like the food that we knew, the brands that we knew, and kind of sometimes you get a lot of fatigue walking around different stores and trying to like
Find what you
your
need.
stuff.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. The little asterisk to that is if we're in Texas, we're at HEB. That is like by far my favorite grocery store in the US. Not all HEBs, but there are some like of the major ones that are just amazing. Highly recommend literally adding a grocery store to your list of things to see, but you really should. And go to one of the big ones in one of the big cities.
Since we don't have anywhere to go, we are just going to start heading northeasterly. We know we want to
Easterly?
Yeah.
Okay.
We know we want to head in the direction of Maine.
Yes.
So, I just plotted a freeway on here and we'll just start heading there.
And then I'll probably show you the process of how we just find somewhere to stay super last minute. Hey, did you know we made a tank treatment? It's called Tank Tune-Up, and it's a no-filler powder that breaks down waste, kills odors, and even cleans your tank sensors. Click the link in our description or find it on Amazon to get yours.
So the first thing I do when I'm trying to travel plan on the fly is we have a destination that we're going to. So right now we have reservations in Maine, but that's not for a couple of days. So I go to my Google map and I put in Maine as the destination, and I look along the path for any saved locations. So one of my favorite features with Google Maps is that anytime anyone tells me something or pretty much anything I want to do that I see, I can save it in Google Maps as a specific category. So I have one called Guide Along Road Trips. So they just show up on my map whenever I'm looking. So I saw one in the Catskills that's along our route, along a scenic drive, and that looked beautiful. I put the start location into our GPS and hit go, and now I'm heading that direction. So that's the first step.
And then I come in for the second step, which is to then find places on the fly to stay the night or a few nights, depending on how many days we have or how much time we have. We put in the Catskills location today. However, that was a 9-hour drive and we definitely did not have that in us. What I kind of do throughout the day is we start driving in that direction, and then when Jason says like, hey, I think I got about an hour left in me, I then pull up the maps and I go, okay, let's figure out where we're staying. We rotate through RV Life, Trip Wizard, Campendium, iOverlander, which is no longer iOverlander, it's iOverlander 2. Depending on if we're looking for campground, free camping, boondocking, that really, we're just got into Pennsylvania. That's so funny. We have gone through multiple states today. We're in this weird little corner. I'll put it on the map. Like we went from Ohio to West Virginia to Maryland, and now we're in Pennsylvania. It's this tiny little corner where all these states meet. Anyway, depending on what type of camping we're looking to do, I rotate through those different apps to figure out where we're gonna stay. And sometimes it works out great, like we just happen to be getting tired in a spot that has a lot of options or has some free options. However, today didn't quite work out that way. So we're going about 15 minutes off our main highway to a COE campground, which those are great too because they're on the cheaper side and they're normally on a body of water. So they're normally really beautiful campgrounds. So it's totally fine to go 15 minutes off the freeway for this type of campground. Also, if you have any tips on how you find campgrounds on the fly, I would love to hear them because I'm always open to new ideas.